So, so Kevin Muldoon. So how
Muldoon.
Muldoon. Okay, thank you. So welcome to this podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Hey brother, it's nice to have someone who's like yourself, or the other way around. You and I are both in the same category. Both deal with epilepsy. And however, epilepsy has given us the different circumstances because every person with epilepsy deals with something different. We're all unique, every single one of us. And so many put us in the same category, but we're not. So, so if you don't mind me asking you, Dave, have you lived with epilepsy for a long time?
I was actually diagnosed with it when I was 6 months old. So I had it all my life.
Really?
Yeah, I know some people can get it later in life.
Mm-hmm.
And those people that get it later in life
Right.
have a harder time understanding it, especially someone that I'm not going to name in one of my support groups.
Mm-hmm.
He got it later in life, and his girlfriend left, and she was a nurse, but like I said, no name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was diagnosed when I was 6 months old, and I've been I was living it for a while, and it was really hard, especially with friends. I never had a lot of friends.
Right.
In 2007, I
Right.
had surgery.
I'm sorry, you had a what?
I had brain surgery.
Oh, okay. At 7 years old.
No, in 2007.
Oh, 2007. I'm sorry. Okay.
I was in my 40s,
Okay.
in my middle 40s. So, yeah. And after that, I guess
Oh,
I had a rough patch, and I don't remember that part.
right.
Afterwards, the nurse said that you went through a very hard time.
Wow. So the surgery you had, what was the surgery?
The surgery was to take out the part of the brain that was causing my seizures
Oh,
on my left side.
right.
No, it would be no on my right side because the right controls the left. My right,
Correct.
so on my right side. Sorry, I
Mhm.
hit it. I forgot about that, about the brain. But yeah, and after that, I guess I had a rough patch. I mean, my I think I was in the ICU for a while. Um, and now I really don't have any issues. What I ever have is monoclonic jerking on my left side, 24/7.
What is it called?
Monoclonic jerking.
Okay.
And I think it's a rare form of epilepsy.
Mm-hmm.
I still take medication,
Okay.
not as much, but I still take medication.
Well, but you're still on the medication itself. So it's
Yeah, I'll be on phenobarbital all my life.
phenobarb. So I've been on phenobarbital in my younger days when I was maybe preteen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they put me on Kepper, and that was the worst medicine for me.
Well, really, what did it do?
It made me very moody, angry, out of control.
Mm-hmm.
For some people it works.
Right.
Some people it doesn't, and it didn't work for me. But live and learn.
That's right. And that's just that's what I hear about everyone. Everyone going through with epilepsy. It's all a trial and error until they find the right chemical or right combination.
Right.
And so many of us just can't even get there. We can't.
Yeah, I understand that. That some
Mhm.
people can. Um, it's kind of it's hard to see people with epilepsy. I mean, there's all different types. I know that, but what really bugs me is that people that don't understand it, that they say they do understand it.
Mhm.
I'm talking about one specific person, and that's in a new person that came into Epilepsy Foundation of Greater Chicago that I belong to. He, again, not naming names, he was um, he was hired to do a psychotherapy group,
Okay.
and that went fine. I mean, but for a while we were good.
Mhm.
Then he called me out,
Okay.
and he's dead to me. I don't like him anymore. I won't talk to him.
Okay.
But let's go on with the interview. Let's.
Okay. So it was hard.
Very hard.
It was hard. Wow. So so the seizures. What kind of seizures did you have?
I had petit mal when
Okay.
they called them back in the 60s. It's petit mal.
Okay. So can you explain that?
Um,
Petit mal.
well, it was when I had one. It was I fell.
Mhm.
I fainted sometimes too. I just blacked out and I would faint. That was when I was in about eighth grade, seventh, eighth grade.
Right.
My schooling wasn't I wasn't in school very much. I went to different kinds of schools to even to catch up because I was in hospital so much.
Okay.
So
Ouch. Because
yeah,
of the condition.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I even had a panic attack in the hospital.
Oh.
Came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere.
Okay. So no idea what caused it.
Nope, we don't. I
Okay.
mean, I was happy. I was coming back from a test, and all of a sudden I had a panic attack.
Oh.
Scared the
Wow.
it scared the hell out of me and my mother
Mhm.
and the doctors and nurses.
Oh, I could just imagine. Because
Yeah,
there's yeah. Because I know that there's this one thing called an aura, which I have till to this day, and I get those, and it's fear. And you mentioned panic attack, and it could possibly be exactly what you're talking about, where I feel so afraid. I don't want to be alone. However, nobody can approach me. I just become paranoid.
right.
Hmm. But it's a form of seizure. It's actually a partial seizure is what this is all about. But yeah, so so I understand what you're saying about the panic attack.
When
Like
I
wow,
when I
feel
have
for you.
when I have a panic attack now, I go in my room, I cry, and I do my breathing exercises, and I calm down.
All right.
If I ever have one again,
So you found a way to tame those attacks, like bring them, set them down.
yeah,
Nice, good for you.
breathe, just cry out, just cry, and then do breathing exercises.
Hmm.
Breathe and calm yourself down, and that's what I do
Right.
with the
Okay.
panic attack.
Okay. Nice. So it's a nice way to tame the feeling.
Right, right.
Yes, because these things can come out of nowhere. No, there's no warning to it.
Right. There's not, and that's a sad thing. If there
Hmm.
was, I mean, I know some people with epilepsy that do have a warning, but not everybody does.
Right. Hmm.
So that's important for your audience to know about.
Hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. Thanks for sharing that. It's back on those panic attacks till this day, and I've also learned how to tame my panic attacks, where I I I hold back, I take a step back, and I get the feeling, I know where it's coming from. Then once I know where it's coming from and I know it's seizure based, all of a sudden everything seems to calm down.
Right.
Yeah, and that's how I deal with it. It's a form of meditation, and it
Yeah.
works really well for me. So, and same in your case where you you kind of talk to yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Hmm. So the seizures themselves, did you have a method to cope with what you were going through?
I have a method to cope. No. I no. I just no. There wasn't any way to cope with it. I mean,
Okay.
I coped with it as much as I could. I didn't what when I met new people, I didn't tell them the first thing that I had epilepsy.
Right.
I wanted to see how if they would be my friend, and I found out my real friends in high school when told them that I had epilepsy. I found the people that stayed with me and the people that left.
Okay.
So, and that was in high school. I mean, I really didn't have any friends when I growing up as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So mainly the people that I hung around with were grown-ups.
Okay. Wow. So and that seems to be a common theme amongst those who have epilepsy.
It is. Yes,
Yes,
it is.
because I grew up on my own as well. I had one childhood friend that stuck by me no matter what. He'd pick me up on the mall, on the floor, and make sure that everybody knew that to stand back when I was shaking on the floor. Then once everything was done, everything was resumed. But the thing was that I was just never aware that these
Right,
seizures were really happening.
right.
The only thing I knew was
See, now
that, sorry,
I
go ahead.
was aware. I was aware. I would be conscious
Right.
when I was having a seizure. I would know where I was because
Mm-hmm.
I had one in the bathroom powder room, if you want to call it. But
Mm-hmm.
I had one and it was cramped, and my mom was trying to get in, and there was no way. But my head was hitting the floor, so she wanted to
Oh.
get into the protect my head.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. Wow. Huh. So that was severe.
Yes, there was. I did have some severe ones when I was
Right.
younger, but I grew out of those.
Okay. So were they the grand mals?
No, no grand mal. I didn't
Oh,
never had a grand mal. No,
okay. Well, so what were the severe ones called? Was there a different name for them?
I don't know what they were called, but they always said petty, so I just
Okay.
went with that.
Oh,
Yeah,
because I had them both. I had the petit mal and grand mal, where the petit mal was a I'd be again not aware that they were happening, but I'd
right,
stop my tracks and stare,
right.
or sometimes I'd be blinking.
I know someone that does that. The
Oh
eyes
yeah.
blink, the eyes jumping up and down.
Okay, and it's really freaky for someone who doesn't know. Because I remember when I was in kindergarten, in first grade, second grade, and the kids at 5, 6, 7 years old, and all of a sudden they'd see someone going like this,
Right.
they would just freak out. They didn't know what to do, and rightfully so. But not knowing myself that this was even happening, anytime it didn't take long for me to feel that I was rejected by other people.
Yeah, same here. Same
Hmm.
here. I mean, I'll say this. I was an upbeat kid. I
Hmm.
would talk to anybody
Right.
and everybody.
Okay.
My first doctor told my mom to say, watch out for him because he'll talk to anybody and everybody." And I do. And I do. I tell my story, and if they want to be my friend, fine. If they don't, see ya.
Right? That's the attitude you need to take.
Right. You have to
Hmm.
do what you have to do to make it
Hmm.
in life.
Oh, for sure. Wow.
Epilepsy is not a fun thing to have.
No, it's not. It's not. However, I've noticed that in time, it's because of everything we go through, and I'm not the only one. There are so many. We have different insights, different. I don't know what it is. How to explain it? It's we have a different way of thinking.
Yes, we do.
And I remember even my own mother from a very early age. She was telling me that I was growing up mentally beyond my age.
Right.
Right. So and then the thought patterns were different than so many others.
Oh yes, same here. Same here. My thought patterns were different.
Okay.
So it was hard on my family, but my brothers and sisters, they were great.
Yes.
My my two older brothers and my two older sisters were really, they were mostly afraid because they didn't know when I was going to have one.
Hmm.
Because like I said in the beginning, I was 6 months and they, I was in and out of the hospital, so they didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
So
Huh. It sounds like your family was supportive.
yeah, they're very sort of, and they still are.
Good.
They still are supportive.
Great. That's hmm. Wow. So so having a good support background or someone of a good support system is vital.
It's very
Someone
important.
with epilepsy.
Yes, yes, I would recommend someone that has it to seek out a um a support group if they don't have one.
Hmm.
If they're not
Yes.
in, because I thought for the longest time that I never needed a support group. Boy, I was wrong. I needed
Uh,
support. I needed the support. So
yeah. Yes, absolutely. Which is in turn okay with all the posts that I've been putting on social media for the last 4 or 5 years now, daily, and I put it in, and for that particular reason, to uplift people who are going through rough times. And the longer I'm on there, the more feedback I get from different people, which is awesome because I know that I'm touching like thousands and thousands of lives out there.
right,
Hmm.
my Facebook page is all about epilepsy. It's
That's great.
all about nothing else. It's all
Hmm.
about epilepsy. If I find something new, I put it on my page.
Oh, nice. So I got the so I come across your stuff every now and again on the pages, and I says, wow, this is just it's just awesome. Awesome to see that I'm not the only one advocating for epilepsy.
Right, right. And I
Right?
mean, yeah, there are a lot of people. There's actually 65 million people worldwide that have some kind of epilepsy.
65 million.
65 million worldwide.
That's a huge number.
It is.
So
And there's over 40,000 people in the US.
right, right.
And that's not accounting the kids.
Oh, wow. Huh. Was it the statistic? Is it the 1 in 26
1 in 26, yes. 1 in
have
20,
epilepsy? Of in one form or another?
1 in 26 people will develop epilepsy in their lifetime.
Okay. Wow. And the fact that it's not known any more than it is now is just baffling. If 1 in 26 have the condition,
Right.
yes. So it just baffles me with just that the fact that it doesn't matter where you talk out there, people don't know.
What baffles me is that there's no commercials about it. There's
Hmm.
commercials for MS, cancer, and I understand that they're deadly. They're deadly diseases. I understand that.
Yes.
I think that if we could raise the money and get a commercial running, that would be great.
Oh, yes. Hmm. Um, this is to provide more awareness.
Right, and let people know what what to do and what not to do.
That's right. There's uh, so many misconceptions out there.
And myth. There's a lot of myths out there.
Yes. And the biggest one that I can think of just off my head is putting something in someone's mouth.
Right, and do not restrain them.
You just let them, just protect them, make sure that they will not hurt themselves.
Right,
So whether you surround them with pillows or do something, or get them away from.
put a pillow under their head. Make sure that any sharp, if they're near sharp objects, make sure they're away. Make sure that if they do not hurt themselves.
Right.
And if there's people, if they're outside and people are watching, tell them to walk away. Tell them to move on. Everything's fine. And stay with the person until if the time the seizure, if it's more than 5 minutes, call
Mhm.
911. But you
Yeah.
know what? Even if you call 911, by the time they get there, it's over with.
Hmm. In most cases, that's right.
I know it happens to me. It happened to me a lot.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I would. That's why if I had one, my brother Michael would drive me to the hospital because we were not going to wait until it's over.
Right.
But when we got to the hospital, it was over.
So at that point, what do you do?
Right. We didn't want to pay for the paramedics to come out.
Hmm.
We didn't want to. And my dad uh, was a lawyer, so
Okay.
my parents are passed away now. So
Okay.
it's just my family.
Hmm. Okay.
So my brothers and sisters now.
Right. So one brother, one sister.
No, I'm 5 out of 7.
Oh, there you got many in the family.
Yes,
Okay.
and I got nieces and nephews.
All right. Oh, you must have a huge family.
I do, and a good support system.
That's good. So, if you don't mind me asking, are you the only one with epilepsy in your family?
Yes, I
You're
am.
right. Okay.
And my younger sister is the only one that has is a, is a, has diabetes in the family.
Oh, okay. Wow. Huh. So I ask because it's I gotta look at my own family. Distant family. I have one cousin who has epilepsy, but in my own family, I've got a slew of different conditions where my daughter has ADHD, which is common.
I don't know what that is.
A hy- uh, it's a hyperactivity.
Okay, all right.
That's what it is. And then my father has Parkinson's.
My dad had Parkinson's.
All right, really?
My dad was yeah, when he was growing up.
Okay. Wow. And then look at my grandfather who passed away from Alzheimer's.
No one in my family had Alzheimer's.
Okay. So yeah, it's crazy out there. But
It is. We need more people to understand it and to uh, get people to raise money, even if they don't have it, to raise money for the foundation
mhm,
for a cause. You know, I do a fundraiser at in May
mhm.
at Nintendo's to raise money for the Chicago Epilepsy Foundation of Greater Chicago, and I also do a walk for them every September,
Oh,
and I raise
really?
money there. So
So can you give me the location where this is taking place?
the walk is in Wheaton, and the fundraiser that I do in May is in Oak Park on the Oak Park Mall. It's at a restaurant called No Nando's.
Okay, and is that in Chicago?
No, that's in Oak Park.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I'm not from the area, so I don't know exactly where this is.
Well, it's in. I live in Illinois, but I live in the suburbs.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right.
I don't live in the city, thank God.
Okay. Oh, yes. Hmm. Wow. So especially right now with everything going on.
No, see, I don't drive. That's why I said that. Thank
Okay.
I don't drive. So
All right. Huh. Wow. So, so what's so it sounds like the message you got here is just to bring awareness, is that you want more people to
I
know
want
what's
more
going
people to understand it because they. I mean, when I was in high school, they made fun of me, and the kids were relentless.
on. Oh, yes. Were you subject to jokes?
Yes, I think so. Yes,
Right.
behind my back, not to my
Uh-huh.
face.
I'm
Behind my
sorry. Oh, yes. Okay.
back, not to my face.
All right. But I remember some of the jokes where when at the time I would kind of laugh. However, inside of myself, I didn't feel good. But what was I gonna say?
Right. See,
Right?
I was an upbeat kid,
Right.
and when when I got angry, I would really take it out on someone
Oh, okay.
verbally, not
Oh,
punching, verbally.
oh,
But when I got mad, I didn't take it. I didn't take it. I mean, they would know the wrath of me. They would have the wrath of
okay.
me. I,
Okay.
I was not a very nice person when I was got mad.
Oh, yeah.
My family knew it, and I knew it.
Oh, okay.
I knew I was being a jerk,
Okay.
and that's put it mildly.
Uh,
just just for your viewers,
all right. So don't get on your bad side.
right?
All right.
Don't make it
Uh, so all this, you got your way of sharing your message, and I've got my way of sharing my own message, which is through my website at danielvincent.mikekajabi.com, and that through there I've got have a course. I'm putting together a membership program right now as we speak, where I go online once a month.
okay.
Yes, so I share my insights. So I kind of talking about maybe some of the posts that I put out there, but I elaborate on them because they're all things that talk about your your everyday life, things that are
Right,
going on in your life right now in today's world. Yeah,
right,
so
and the world
and
is
that's
cool.
my way of sharing,
Right.
right? And that's what I do. So
I'm also on Instagram, and I have
oh,
2 pages, my personal page and my business page.
all
And
right.
my personal page is all about epilepsy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow. So it's nice for the audience to know, so they have a different avenue to go look. So
right,
if they go on Instagram, how would they find you?
uh, they could. My personal page is KD Muldoon Muldoon 65 from
Mhm.
my personal page, and then you'll probably find my business page is Muldoon 65.
Okay. All
So
right. Huh. So that's good to know.
right, and
Yeah.
my you can follow me on my uh Facebook page,
How do you
Kevin Muldoon,
get you to there?
and this is the background.
Mhm.
When I turn off my camera, that's the
Okay.
background.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's that'll be easy to spot.
Right.
Great.
If I didn't change it, I mean, if I change it, I will say.
And I'm looking at what there's something behind you, and you're kind of blocking the view. What does it say? I will
Um,
never.
I will never give up.
Oh, okay. All right. I've got the first part, but I guess part of your body's hiding the rest of it, and I couldn't see what it was.
My
I will never give up. I like that. Good saying. Good for you. Absolutely. So,
and I don't give up.
sorry.
I don't give up. I don't.
Good. That's
I live
that's
by
that's the way to do it.
I live by that saying.
Good. Good. And so everybody should, don't you
Yeah,
think?
yes, everyone should.
Right. So before we get going here, if we leave us, so what would you have, or what would you want to leave this this podcast for your audience? What message do you have for them?
I just want to say that even people with disabilities, and I'm not just saying epilepsy, with disabilities are people too. We shouldn't make fun of each other. We shouldn't we we should be kind and help them, because I believe that kindness comes from a good place, and you would feel better about yourself instead of tearing people down. I don't tear people down. The only way that I tear people down if they ask for it.
Don't
Other
get you
than that,
upset. Okay,
other
I'll
than
know not to get you upset.
other than that, I'm a nice guy. I will talk to anybody on the street, even if I don't know them. I will tell them my story. I will, and we should all be upbeat than listening to the stupid news that it's all bad anyways.
Yes.
Um, and it doesn't, I don't care what what color the person is or what gender. I don't discriminate. I do not discriminate people. So, I mean, if they live life how they want it, fine. Live your life, but don't judge other people. Don't judge people with disabilities. That's a no-no,
Right.
because we're people too. We just have a hard time. Some of us may not drive. Some people do. That's, I think, really stupid if they have epilepsy, if they do have or a disability that they do drive, because they could hurt themselves, and they could hurt others. So it puts a strain on a person when you can't drive though.
It does, because it's a mode of transportation is if you don't drive, then you're relying on someone else or
Well,
the system.
right, that's true. The bus, the train, Uber.
Yes.
I mean, there's ways to get around, but you don't have to be behind the wheel, you know.
No.
So I've learned that the hard way.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You have a story on that?
Oh no, I haven't been behind the wheel.
Okay. Okay.
I have never driven.
All right.
There's no story there.
Okay. Wow. So no, I haven't had a seizure, an actual seizure, where I lost my awareness since I was 18 years old.
That's great.
Yes, because now because I got a surgery as well when I was 18.
Okay.
Yes, and
My doctor said there's only two doctors that I like. My first one and the
right.
doctor I have now. The other doctors that I had in the past were all crap, in my point of view. because it was
Right.
a waste of time. But my doctor that I have now, said we put brain surgery for the last thing that we would do would be brain surgery, but that was on the back burner.
Mhm.
But I demanded, I
Okay.
demanded my doctor. I talked my doctor into it.
Okay.
He didn't want to do it, but I said, I want this to stop. We're going to do brain surgery. And my parents were a little reluctant, but they came around.
All right.
I mean, I didn't want to be a burden to my family, keeping on having seizures and everything. I mean, I don't, I did work for 13 years.
Mhm.
From 84 to 99, I worked. So, but that's all in the past. I don't work anymore. I work from home, but I have my little business.
Oh, what do you do?
I do diamond cross stitching.
What is that?
I get what I started to do was latch hooking. When my mom passed away, I started to do latch hooking, paint by number, and then I tried DIY diamond cross stitching.
Mhm.
What it is, you can like let's say Kobe Bryant. I did one of Kobe Bryant,
All right.
and they would give you the beads and
Mhm.
stick and a wax, and you put the colored beads on the one, and I
Okay.
make them. So
Nice. Very nice. So it's and that's your side business that you've got going on.
yeah, but no one's buying, so it's kind of hard these days, and I understand.
Yeah. But the fact that you're doing something is
Right.
is absolutely major and it's required
It is.
because if we do nothing, we just our brain turns like mush and it's we just we go brain dead. We don't want
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. So that's great that you're doing this. So Kevin Muldoon, so it was a pleasure having you online. It really was. Thanks for
It was
sharing your story. I
a
really appreciate it.
Dan.
All right. And have yourself a wonderful day, a wonderful actually over here it's a we're looking at the cold, lots of snow. I'm up in Canada.
Same here. We got 5 inches of snow, and it's still snowing lightly, but it's still snowing
Oh yes.
lightly.
So
But last night we got hit heavy.
oh, okay. So we both understand what cold is all about.
Oh yeah. I live in the Windy City, Dan. Of course I know.
That- all right. So I look forward to seeing more of your content online and we'll keep in touch. All
Yes,
right,
we
Kevin?
will. Okay.
Okay. It was nice to be again. So nice to be in touch again.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, take care there. Bye bye now.